What's up, Plebheads? I'm Neo.
And I'm Jdog.
And it's time, once again, for us to react. Tonight, it's the God of War, and it's the brand new commercial trailer here in 2018. Jdog, what are you thinking about the new God of War game? Just before we watch this trailer, which neither of us have seen yet.
I'm actually, I'm feeling pretty good about this game. Now, you know, the God of War games, for the most part, were kind of like those quasi 3D worlds. They were open, but not really open.
Yeah, so this one is
very linear.
This one is called wide linear, so it's more of a one direction, but it's also got some openings for exploration a little bit.
So we're gonna have to see how that works in this game. I'd be interested to check that out. And I did enjoy the other God of War games, but you know that specific formula that they had used had grown rather stale after three games. I mean,
of course,
it was time for them to kind of update this, I think, a little bit.
And God of War is a lot of hack and slash, beat down, punch and kick and slice and stab and gut and kill and smashing. It's what it is.
So yeah, the combat was very hack and slash,
definitely,
in those games. And I'm wondering where what they're going for here. This looks more of a Horizon Zero Dawn vibe.
I got that Horizon Zero Dawn, Aloy and her father vibe from the father and son trailer. Or the father and son sequences that we watched in the first trailer that we saw.
Yeah.
So why don't we jump in and check it out?
All right, let's do it.
Here we go. God of War, new commercial trailer.
Boy, on our journey, we will face many who will try to stop us. The road ahead is unforgiving, but a warrior never gives up.
Hi, Dad.
Show me that Draugr. Find an opening and take your shot. Uh-oh! Atreus!
What the hell are we watching?
You missed.
Sorry.
Do not be sorry. Be better.
Oh.
Space your shots. Cost accuracy.
Yes, sir.
I like how Kratos is just like manhandling him. So they're actually showing this on the floor of the Golden State Warriors, or what?
Looks like it.
Yeah, it's cool as long as you don't want to see it. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's pretty damn cool, dude.
Whoa, where are we?
Ready yourself, boy.
Oh, that's really cool. All right.
Well, it was a cool way for them to release the trailer.
I thought so.
Or for them to just debut the trailer, but honestly, I don't know what I really got out of that.
Yeah, I don't
it was
either.
hard to see, first off.
Yep.
A little more father-son
More
vibe.
father-son combat.
You know, and you kind of wonder, like, is the kid trying to, you know, he's trying to
make his father happy.
Yeah, and to stand up in his father's shadow, basically, right?
Definitely, definitely.
Because Kratos is such a great warrior and all this.
Well, you can see the boy, and he struggles to make that first shot. He does hit some shots later on in the first fight and the second fight, but you see Kratos. You know, he just jumps right in, and it's just clockwork it's clockwork and natural for Kratos.
So you just wonder if, like, you know, his father maybe will lose some trust in him and he'll have to gain it back. I'm wondering if that's where the story
could make for a really good dynamic between the two.
Something like that.
I'm looking forward to God of War. I'm really excited now. Of course,
I hope there'll be another trailer or two so we can see some more.
Yeah,
that was a little bit tough to really get a lot out of that.
But I liked the different tiers of that level. Did you see it start up on top, it falls through, they're in like the bridge, the stone bridge area, and then they crash through down into the hidden chamber or whatever. Yeah. I thought that was really neat how they did that.
Yeah, that dynamicism was excellent.
Yeah, I think I'm very
But as far
excited
as
for
being
that.
able to see the environments, it was a challenge.
I understand.
This I thought was good.
Yeah.
Right here, this opening, this really, really early opening with kind of like the forest in the winter.
We'll watch it one more time.
Right here. I like
Boy,
this.
on our journey, we will face
Yeah,
many
this was
who will try to
really
stop
neat.
us.
This was very well
The
done.
road ahead is unforgiving, but a warrior never gives up.
My dad.
And it was
Show
cool
me.
the way they went from the like jumbotron onto the
That drawer.
actual court. So it was a cool way for them to show it. Yeah. Look at that.
Find an
That's
opening
cool.
and take your shot. Atreus!
See, the boy panicked.
Yeah.
He panicked. What you can't do, you got to stay focused, got to keep a level head. But like I said, when they go down to that next level, that was a really cool effect.
It was cool.
was
You
one
could
of-
see the big monster that came up after him too. That was cool.
And I thought maybe Kratos was going to come up there and just smoke that guy, but then he fell through the floor, and we continued the whole sequence. So
Yeah.
it went from one action scene to the next without any stopping points.
It'll be interesting to see how the combat works, and I'm hoping there's been enough games that have looked in this vein, so to speak.
Yep.
That I'm thinking that they'll do a good job with it. I'm hoping they will.
Well, the God of War games have all been pretty solid.
Yeah.
Are any of them
And-
perfect
and-
games?
and the,
No.
The bosses in those games are one of the high
Yeah.
points for me.
That's pretty much like
For
one of the
sure.
big draws for sure. Was
Yeah.
like when you stick your blades into their head and you rip their face off
Yeah.
and stuff. I mean,
Really cool.
I remember God of War 3 had some big buzz around it because of how ultra violent the kills were.
Yeah.
And there was even some dispute and debate going on about the game. Is it too violent? Is it too much? So I remember that happening when the game was released too.
And now it's
so.
tame by comparison.
Yeah, now you look at some games that are coming out and you're like, oh, that ain't shit. So,
Yeah.
But are you excited for God of War?
I'm excited to see more. Yeah,
I'm excited for more God of War 2. We pre-ordered a collector's edition, of course. We'll be streaming it on the channel when it finally releases. But I want all of you to weigh in the comments down below. Let us know what you're thinking.
I'm glad they are going in this direction.
Yeah,
I'm glad they're going in. I'm glad they're not releasing another like souped up.
over the top pro Kratos game?
Well, just like another basically like a more graphically detailed game that played like the last three, so
Yeah,
to speak.
something
That's
different.
what. So I'm glad to see this.
Yeah.
This really has my interest.
Well, I think innovation is before I talk to the viewers. I think innovation is really important in games these days because things can get stale so fast.
Yeah.
You and I have seen that in a lot of games that we like and in a lot of games that we play. So I think it's really
It'd
important.
be like
that,
if they brought out another God of War that played and looked like the last three. It'd be like Monster Hunter staying on the handhelds,
yeah,
right? So we saw Monster Hunter take a great leap onto the consoles
Yeah.
and produce a phenomenal experience. And I'm
pretty
hoping,
damn good experience. Yeah.
And that's what I'm hoping is going to happen with this.
Yeah.
I hope this is going to take that next leap, right? And this will be a defining God of War game.
Yeah.
So that's what I really want to see.
Could be really great.
My expectations for this are high.
Good.
They are.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, they should be. Anytime we spend $60, in the case of this game, $130. Anytime we spend that kind of money on a game, we want to get our money's worth.
Absolutely.
And we're incredibly critical and incredibly picky.
Yep.
Are we gonna bitch about every little itty bitty thing? I don't think we are. But there's certain things that we're looking for that if we don't see, I think we're gonna be let down.
Absolutely.
One thing that'll be really important for me is very fantastic camera controls and 100% spot on, perfect controlled combat.
Yep. And for me, it'll be combat. Obviously, I think is in just about any game is the number one thing I look for.
Yep.
Is that combat tight? Is it engaging? Is it interesting? And then the actual story between the father and son. That's going to be another big thing for me.
Yep.
I want to see a great story there. I really do.
Well, I'll tell each and every one of you what I want to see. I want to see you weigh in the comments down below and let us know what you're thinking about this new God of War game. Here we just saw the trailer that, where would you say this was?
This was in the Golden State, the basketball court.
This was in the Golden State basketball court. Let us
Oracle
know what
Arena, I think,
Let
if
us
I
know what
remember
you
right.
think about this new trailer here. We saw a little gameplay, some different tiers to that level and to that environment. Let us know what you're thinking about God of War. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the Balding Plebs. Join our family and become a plebhead today. And we'll see each and every one of you all right here next time for live streams, hangout nights, no BS reviews, good times, and more content like this.
Remember, we don't act for YouTube. We react. Good night, everyone.
GG, ya plebs.